Hello, this is a tutorial for Button Skip at Mystical Ninja starring Goemon for the Nintendo 64 Entertainment System. Live with real voice commentary instead of text commentary. Mostly because this trick is pretty complex, and if I were to write everything out, I know it would take forever. So if you see like weird jumps and cuts in the video, it's because I'm editing footage together. So what is Button Skip? Well, it involves skipping the button that is normally done with this Mokkori Slash. I don't remember how to do the old method now. There we go, something like that. Traditionally what you do is just slash over here in the general direction, do the transformation, hit the button, and swim towards the door. You're doing some pumps along the way. So that's what it normally looks like, and that's traditionally what's always been done. Even if you weren't doing the Mokkori, you would always have to hit the button and make your way over here. But there is a way to skip the button consistently. Now, this is a trick that's been known for a while, but no one really knew how to do it every single time. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like, and then I'm gonna go through each individual step and explain why it has to be done a certain way. Alright, let me just go ahead and show what the trick looks like from its natural entrance point, coming from Out Fear, okay, not from the debug menu. So there's no doubts. And there you go. A little bit slow on the setup, but the positioning for Yai is quite precise, so I'll explain in a bit. Just go through the wall and then go to Gourmet Sub. Alright, so what goes into this trick? Let me explain all the factors. First of all, there's the camera. You have to zoom in and then rotate it all the way around you, just like you're doing the mermaid waterfall Mokkori in 100%. You do have to zoom in the camera. You try and just rotate it without doing that, it doesn't work. Or if you do zoom out, it doesn't work, just gets stuck. It does have to be zoom in. And the reason you have to do it like this is because this is the only way to get consistent camera. Because if you're gonna do anything else, like let's say you just run backwards here, the camera will vary by a differing amount each time, and it's just never going to be consistent. And pretty much everything around this, involving this trick, revolves around being consistent. And this is the only way I can figure out in order to get consistent camera. So you do this, and then you just hold straight forward until you're at a certain spot. Now the actual spot is a little bit hard to describe. I'm kind of looking at a visual cue on the floor, like a little bit to the left of Yai, up and to the left is like a dark splotch. You kind of have to put Yai in front of it. The idea is you're going to be popped up the second you release map glitch. That was too far forward because she didn't get popped up. Let's see if I can do something better here, just without hitting the frame. Yeah, something like that should be good. So the reason why you can't use the control stick to influence where you're going, and you just have to use a natural Mokkori Slash without an input, is simply, again, for consistency. Because if you were to input a direction on the control stick, your angle might vary slightly. Because if you're unaware in this game, there's a natural direction that every single Mokkori Slash in the game takes you if you do not input a control stick motion. Like for example, in 100% you use the natural Mokkori angle for the Zumo Leg Mokkori. It always takes you here. Alright, so again, a review, zoom in, rotate the camera all the way around, move to the precise spot. It's not super precise, but it does have to be, you know, within a few pixels of variance. And you're just going to press B, slash twice. I think you can slash a third time, it doesn't matter, but I always just slash twice. And that will give you a consistent angle and also consistent camera afterwards, which is needed for the trick. Now after this, you might think this is the hard part, which is the actual part where you clip. This is actually pretty easy because if you've done everything for the setup correctly thus far, then clipping is going to be a 3-frame window where you just press C up to transform into the mermaid and then go through the wall. And I can actually show you that it is indeed a 3-frame window. And going to emulator. So here I've already gotten the trick. I'm going to show you what the 3 frames actually look like. So I'm going to try and press C up and forward here on frame 743. Does not clip. Load state. And go 745. Of course, I'm skipping every frame because it's a 30 FPS game. Go straight through the wall. .747, this is the 2nd frame. Go straight through the wall. And 749, which is the 3rd frame. Straight through the wall. If you don't let go on the forward movement, you'll kind of get stuck over here. If that happens, you just transform and then retransform back in the water, and you're able to swim down. And I'm going to show you 751, which will not clip. Alright, so the visual cue I'm using for this, for when to actually clip through the wall, is I'm looking at the text of the Japan Sea window that pops up when you release map glitch. And as soon as the right side of the text touches the right side of the black V in the background of the mountains, that's when I hold forward and press the transformation button. Alright, let me see if I can explain the visual cue a little bit here. So you want to press, again, C up and forward as soon as the text box overlaps the right side of the black V in the background of the mountains. If you find a better visual cue, feel free to use it, but that's just the one I use. It's a bit hard to describe. I might insert an image that better explains it, but let me see if I can just explain via voice when I actually press forward. Now, there we go. Then once you're down here, you kind of want to just... The control stick's a little bit weird. Obviously the input display helps a lot, but you kind of want to pump into the invisible part of the wall in order to get a little bit more speed to make it to the loading zone. And as few pumps as possible. It's not a huge deal. Like if you're afraid of popping back out, you can kind of just do it a little bit safer. But you just want to swim into the left part of the wall, and for some reason that's the loading zone. That takes you to this area. You can do it on the opposite side too, of course, but it's just faster to do it like this. So I'm gonna just go through it a few more times and just try to troubleshoot everything that goes wrong as I try to do multiple attempts. That was good. Good work. Very clean. Again, just kind of pump into the wall here, a bit more speed. Let me see if I can go not far enough forward and show you what happens with that. Yeah, okay, you get a slash like that. That's very common if you mess up the positioning. If that happens, you kind of just have to give up because you're not even close enough to the wall to go for the trick. And you just swim over here and, of course, press the button. Head to the door as a backup. Or you can just, I guess you could try and re-enter, but that'd be really slow. I'm gonna show you what happens when you go too far forward on the visual cue. Kind of just slash in the door. You can kind of do something like this where you press down and then slash as a recovery. then obviously you just go to the button, because there's no way you're going to be able to clip consistently from that angle. And there you go. That is button skip. This trick should save around 8 seconds for my timing. I will include a comparison video at the end of this, kind of like visualize the time save. Trick is definitely not easy. You of course have to hit a frame to even be able to go for this. And the positioning on the initial slash is fairly precise. But if you can overcome both of those things, then the actual clip through the wall is extremely trivial. And again, if you go too far on the input, you can just transform to go back in the water and then go down there. It should still be faster than hitting the button. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you actually go for this, you're a legend. That's all.